Welcome back. A&L Nation.
Yeah, man.
How's it
That's
going?
some good music you got there. Where'd you find that?
Yeah, on the Apple Music.
Free.
It's called Desire. So if your desire to listen to this has gone down listening to it, let us know. But mine is way up.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, it's been a long day and it's pretty late and I was kind of tired. I still am, but after listening to that,
I have a desire to go ham.
yeah, I have a desire to record this podcast, and I feel happy about it.
Yeah. We are both currently super sunburned, and our bodies are just radiating heat.
Yeah, like we were just talking about how interesting it is that the sun, being as far away as it is, literally burns your body.
Like it burns your skin. Like
it burns it.
That's insane.
Like my nose and my forehead especially are like wrecked right now. And I have a sunglasses.
You got the raccoon.
Like really pronounced. And
when I was walking through Best Buy today, I felt like everyone was looking at my red face.
Our
like
faces
it was
are
like
so red. I was like,
like now it doesn't look as red. Like you can tell like we're sunburned, but like right now it's like my upper arms, and then my thighs are just like torched.
Yeah, that's what you get after, it's after winter and you just haven't been outside a lot, and then
you expose yourself for 2.5 hours at a soccer game.
Yeah, over 2 hours just sitting in the sun,
just cooking. But it was interesting. We like went and worked out after, and like we both had like a really good workout. Like we were like fully warmed up. Like I was able to like
felt loose.
Yeah.
Like not like too loose, but like my muscles felt relaxed.
Like I really didn't warm up that much. Like I did like we did chest day, and it was like
we just did some push-ups, and at least
stretched
I did
a little bit,
stretching,
like
some arm circles.
I was like cranking out personal records every other time. Yeah, it was. So maybe we found a new workout tactic is to just go like lay in the sun for an hour and then loosen up your muscles and then just go ham at the gym.
No more drinking pre-workout.
Yeah, you don't need pre-workout. The sun it's a natural pre-workout.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, just find some study that's like proves that the sun gives you like natural loosening agent.
Loosening of the muscles and joints.
Gives you extra strength.
Gives you vitamin D.
What does vitamin D do?
So much. So much.
Is it?
It's crazy.
You say you take supplements for it, right?
I supplement vitamin D, Riley and I do. The best way to get vitamin D is through the sun,
right. But it also
can be difficult.
Attacks you.
See, that's the thing, is if you get too much sunlight, which is very easily to do, it can literally cause cancer in your skin. But without the sun, you'll die. So
catch 22.
Yeah, it's really smart, I think, for people to supplement on vitamin D, but it's also really smart to check where you're getting your supplement from. If you're buying your vitamin D supplement at Walmart, it's probably not that good. We buy through a brand called Truvani, Truvani, and they source their supplements from food, because the best way to get these nutrients is through food.
You can get vitamin D through food?
That's the thing. You got to supplement vitamin. I as far as I know, and I'm just a layman, the best way to get vitamin D is through the sun and through supplementing it. And I think, I can't remember. I haven't listened to, I was studying into vitamin D back in like October. I've kind of forgotten some of what I learned. But I do know that vitamin D turns into a hormone inside of the body. So it's not just like a micronutrient that your body uses for energy and digestion and your immune function. Not only is it that, but it also is a hormone that affects mood. So
is that why people get seasonal depression disorders?
It's part that could be part of the
D?
reason. That can definitely be part of the reason, actually, is they're getting less vitamin D. And so what I would recommend is there is a website, which is eluding me now. But there's a doctor who's awesome. Her name is Dr. Rhonda Patrick. So go into Google, search Dr. Rhonda Patrick vitamin D, hit enter, and her study, she went on this, like, she has written, anyway, she put together a very, very extensive, but it's not like an impossible read. Like, look it up. And I think I remember her website. Her website's called Found My Fitness. That's the same article that I read about creatine. I've read tons of articles about creatine, but hers is one of the most extensive, and she leaves all of her sources like at the end, and she has so many. So Dr. Rhonda Patrick, vitamin D, search, go read the article. Vitamin D is almost like a miracle, not drug, but
it's a miracle vitamin.
yeah, it's a miracle vitamin that is not just a vitamin in the body. It literally turns into a hormone and is very important for our overall health, mental and physical. And the truth is we're just not getting enough through the sun. And it's actually lower in black people because their skin, it has evolved to not absorb as much sunlight, because they were around the equator and stuff. It's like, it makes sense that they evolved this way. And then people who are really up north and who have really pale skin, so like a lot of these people who are really white, well, the sun is at the angle is not sharp enough where the rays of the sun that are carrying vitamin D don't make it. So that would be like countries like northern parts of Norway, places like that, or northern parts of Alaska. The sun is just not at a hard enough angle for those rays to even get there. So even if those type of people are getting enough sunlight, so to speak, they may not. So anyways, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, she has everything you need to know. Like, she will teach you everything you need to know about vitamin D. And just make sure that if you're going to supplement it, that you don't take more than the recommended dose. And it is actually a smart thing that I want to do soon, but get your blood tested and see how much vitamin. You can just go do that at a clinic, see how much vitamin D levels you are at, and that way you can get a better idea of how much to take. But you can take too much. So some vitamins, like vitamin C, if you take too much, you get diarrhea and you pee it out. And like, that's the worst of it. And your immune system might get a little bit stronger. But with vitamin D, if you take too much,
Dude, I pound those vitamin C drops, like the Halls. Oh
yeah.
They have like the 3 flavors. It's like grapefruit, lemon, and orange. Dude,
that tastes like candy.
Dude, that stuff is candy.
And then you read the suggested servings. It's like, you should not take more than 2 of these a day. I'm like, or something like that.
Whole bag.
I'm like, I just ate 8 in like 30 minutes because I forgot I was supposed to suck on them. I just started biting them.
Yeah,
but
they do taste good. So.
Yeah, but vitamin C is.
Do those have sugar in them?
A lot of them do, and if they don't have sugar, they have artificial sweeteners, and that's no bueno. But yeah. So vitamin D is great. Truvani is a really good brand I recommend. It's more expensive because they're sourcing it from organic foods, but it's worth it. I mean, you get what you pay for, but yeah, you don't want to. The unit that you take vitamin D in is called IUs, and you don't really want to take more than 5,000 IUs a day. Anything more than that, there can be some adverse effects, which Dr. Rhonda Patrick will go into. But
what are some of the main?
I honestly can't remember. I just remember her saying that, and she was so adamant about it, and then she went through it, and I was like, all right. So right now, Riley and I are only taking 2,000 IUs a day. Okay. But a lot of people will take 4,000 IUs a day, and for most everybody, that's a completely safe amount. So, anyways.
So someone like, I don't take any supplements. Like, I'm not out. I mean, I guess would creatine be considered a supplement?
Yeah, creatine and any protein powder is considered a supplement. Okay, but other than those.
Yeah, so like those are pretty mainstream like supplements. Like most people that work out like use protein. Not everyone uses creatine, but those are pretty mainstream ones. So like, as someone that doesn't really know much about supplements, what would you say is like a good place to start to either start to learn about supplements, or what are some good supplements to like kind of start off with to be able to like figure it out, or like what is the need for supplements?
Yeah. Well, I will always say this, and most people who talk about supplements will say this, that the best way to get the vitamins and minerals that your body is wanting, like these micronutrients and macronutrients like protein, like the best way to get protein is through food. But is a protein powder drink every day after your workout that has 20 or so grams of protein and is a better choice of protein powder, is that going to hurt? It's like, probably not. Just as long as you're getting all the rest of your protein through food is the best way to go. So same thing with these micronutrients. Like, best way to get these is through food. But that can be difficult, especially for some people. And it's just a good idea to supplement things. But I also will say is some people take too much supplements. And
you see those people, they have like I remember one of my uncles, like he was like worked for Nature Valley, like Sunshine or something, and they're like a big supplement company, and like every day he was taking like 20 pills.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, like that.
So what's happening there most likely is, one, his liver is having to process all that. And even though it's, good for the body, it's too much on the liver. And you can actually overwhelm the liver, even with good supplements. Fun fact, ibuprofen, Tylenol, these things are filtered through the liver and kidneys. And people are literally getting holes in their liver through taking these everyday over-the-counter painkillers. So I suggest to anybody to not take ibuprofen or Tylenol unless it's every once in a while and your headache's just not going away.
It's
or
not like an everyday
or
thing.
Yeah, just don't make it an everyday thing. I mean, I take Tylenol and ibuprofen every once in a while as well. It's like,
I take it when I really need
yeah,
it.
make sure that you're not just taking it all the time and getting into habits of it. Like, if you have a headache, if you're getting a headache every single day, it's probably because some habit of yours, whether that's an eating habit or whether you're staying up too late on your screen and not getting sleep. It's like, fix the issue so you don't have to just keep bandaging it with ibuprofen and then get holes in your liver. It's like,
because there are people
just
that do
avoid
that.
that.
They just carry around ibuprofen and they're just like,
oh my goodness,
popping two every 4 hours.
Yeah,
or
they're
whatever,
just
and
going
you're
ham. So, again, not against them. I use them. I have a huge thing of Tylenol at my house, but like, it's there for emergencies when we need it. If you're on a road trip and all of a sudden you get a bad headache, it's like, there's no problem with it. Anyways, besides that, you can overwhelm your liver and your kidneys, specifically your liver, because that's kind of the mother that's going to process all of this. And so don't overwhelm it. Eat food, like eat good food, which we will talk about a little bit. But some supplements that I think everybody should be taking every day, or at least mixing into some supplementation more. Like, maybe you don't need to take it every day for yourself, but vitamin C. And again, so I think this dude, won the Nobel Prize. I can't remember his name, who discovered ascorbic acid.
Joe Biden?
Definitely not. No. But ascorbic acid is vitamin C to the body. And I think it was discovered like in the late 1800s, I believe. Someone can look that up. But
what's it called?
Ascorbic. Like I think it's like ascorbic acid. Anyways, he discovered it. Ascorbic. I always thought it was absorbic, but it's ascorbic. It's weird.
It says around 1930s.
Okay, so not 1800s. Early to mid 1900s. Discovered this, and that is like, I've taken that, but it's not the best choice because it's not from food, but it's not going to hurt. It's going to be
Right.
better than nothing. So like if you're trying to be cheap and you don't really, I don't know, you're just kind of getting into this stuff, it's not going to hurt to go to Walmart and buy Walmart vitamin C. And honestly, take a gram a day. I take a gram a day because your immune system can really, really benefit from vitamin C. I mean, this is just something we know. Like we get sick, we drink Airborne or the
It's like common knowledge that vitamin C helps your immune system.
yeah. And so why not just take it every day and maintain your immune system? And then if you do get sick, take more. And like I said, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're just going to get some diarrhea.
Which
and
you probably already have if you're sick anyway.
Exactly. So it's like just take a bunch but not all at once. So, but anyways, vitamin C is really good, and a good vitamin D supplement, like really get a good brand. Don't just go buy these cheapo brands where they're sourcing vitamin D from weird stuff and it's not even the supplements are highly unregulated, so that's where it can get sketchy because companies can just be putting weird stuff in there and hey, you should take vitamin D, so you go buy vitamin D at Walmart and it's just or wherever and it's just not good. So it's like really do your research and get a good trusted brand. Truvani is great. Truvani also has a vitamin C that is food based. There's also a lot of foods that are high in vitamin C. A lot of berries, elderberries are really high in vitamin C. So there's ways you can get this through food. But vitamin C and vitamin D, I think, is a good place to start because it's just two simple ones that it's like, okay, this is easy. I can start here, and you just get consistent with it. But what's weird is a lot of people's bodies won't absorb the nutrients, so it's like a lot of people are taking a dozen supplements a day and their body's maybe absorbing 10% of it and the rest is just going bye-bye. And I am not educated enough to say like why the body's not absorbing it. There could be a lot of reasons why it's not. So that's why it's like just start with those two, vitamin D, vitamin C. All it's going to do is help your immune system and help your mood is all. So start taking those. I do those two in the morning. That's just when I do. You can do it whenever. Do it at lunch, do it at dinner, but yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, one of my good friends, her dad, his company is a supplement company. It would be interesting to bring him on and like kind of pick his brain on where, like just understanding more of what goes into making the supplements. It's not like a very big company, but like being able to understand like how they figure out to put those vitamins and proteins and things inside of them, because I know that theirs is a lot of food-based things. So it'd be like interesting to bring them on and like kind of pick their brain and just go a little bit more in depth. I'll write that down. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that would be awesome. It's really fascinating stuff, and again, like something I want to do that I think is a good idea for anybody to do if they're interested in supplementing is get your blood tests and like see where your vitamin D levels are at. Like maybe you're above average and you only need to take 1,000 IUs a day, or maybe you're gravely deficient and you should be taking 4,000 to 5,000 IUs a day. So it's like, I don't know. This is interesting stuff, and everyone's body is different. Everyone's metabolism is different. Everyone's unique, and there's no one-size-fits-all diet. There's no one-size-fits-all nutrition plan. There's no one-size-fits-all supplementation plan. Everyone's body is different, and you need to listen to your body. I think that's probably the main thing. Like yoga instructors would be like, listen to your body, and I used to be like, what the freak does that mean? But it's like, I know what that means now. Like, listen to your body. How does it feel when you take this? Right. Try to notice the subtle differences. Maybe you won't notice anything for a week. Maybe you won't notice anything for a few years, but it's like, notice any subtle differences. If you start feeling worse, stop. If you start feeling better, keep going, it's like, but yeah, I usually take about 1 gram of vitamin C a day, sometimes 1.5 grams or 2, because most vitamin C supplements will be sold in either 250 milligrams, 500 milligrams, or 1,000 milligrams. And like if you take 1,000 milligrams when you wake up and 1,000 milligrams before you go to bed, it's like, that's great. Your immune system is going to benefit from that. And but I think just to maintain a gram is, well, if you're young and healthy, and there's an older gentleman who's like in the upper 80s that I listen to sometimes, and he takes 2 grams a day. I mean, he's older, he's trying to maintain his immune system, and he's really healthy, and so he takes 2 grams a day. And it's like, so it's up to you. Everyone's body is different, but it's worth looking into.
So what's been like the supplement that you've noticed the biggest difference in? I would like, at least from our conversation, my guess would be creatine.
Yeah, creatine and omega-3s.
Okay.
So omega-3s is a form of fat, and there's omega-3s and omega-6s. And again, it's like, I'm just learning this stuff. So it's like I said on the podcast that we just had with Cameron, in the previous one, it's like, I'm just learning this stuff, so I'm just sharing what I'm learning.
Right.
I'm not saying these are the answers or anything. It's like, this is just what I'm learning, and I like talking about it because it helps me kind of solidify what I'm learning better. But so omega-3, there's omega-3s and omega-6s, and the ratio that you should be getting, I believe, if this number is right in my head, I'm trying to remember, is about 4-1 or 4-2. So omega-6s to omega-3s, like, so you should be having a healthy balance, and you should be getting them mostly from food. Well, the average American is their ratio from omega-6s to omega-3s. Now remember, they should be getting, if I can remember right, it's somewhere around 4-1, 4-2. The average is like 20-1. Like, Americans,
That's normal.
That's what most people are getting, which is way too much omega-6s and not nearly enough omega-3s. Like, it's really dangerous levels for the body. I mean, and you can find omega-6s in a Chick-fil-A sandwich or a McDonald's sandwich, but there's not going to be virtually any omega-3s in there. Now, there's foods that are high in omega-3s, but you can also get a supplement. And if you're going to get a supplement, it's usually going to come in the form of fish oil. Everyone's heard of this.
Right.
So salmon, fatty salmons. If you get a fatty salmon, like straight from Alaska, that thing's going to have some healthy omega-3s in it, and it's going to really benefit you. So fatty fish, try to get good fish from a trusted company, again, where they're not just farming fish, but they're actually catching them out there in the wild like it's meant to be. But fatty fish can have a lot of omega-3s. Some certain nuts and seeds, hemp seeds. I supplement with hemp seeds. I put them in my smoothie. See, it's like, that's a supplement. That's like a whole food that I'll put in my smoothie. Like, I'll put hemp seeds in my smoothie because it actually has omega-3s and 6s in it, and protein too. Like, a lot of protein. Like, in 3 tablespoons, I think, is 10 grams of protein in this seed. It's an awesome plant. Like, hemp is an amazing plant. So look into hemp seeds. There's this, I can't remember the brand I have, but there's this really good brand I got on Amazon. But yeah, it's like, that's an awesome form of it. But again, the omega-3s that I'm taking are the Truvani brand, and I've been taking them for maybe 4 or 5 months now, but they're plant-based. So
what's the difference that you see? Like, what's the benefit of taking those to make sure it's not like, you said it was like 20-1 omega-6 to omega-3,
which is not good.
So what's the benefit of balancing that out?
So one of the benefits of omega-3s is there's a form of fat found in them that is called DHA. So your brain, a lot of people say like your brain's all made out of fat. Well, your brain's actually made out of 80% water, which is why I will say it is extremely important to stay very hydrated. That's one of the reasons. But about the other 20% is mostly fat. So they're right. And when I'm not talking about visceral fat around the tummy or fat, it's fat, but fat comes in a lot of different forms. Anyways, there's this fat called DHA, and you can really improve your cognitive function from taking things like this. Is that your dad?
That was my brother. We got some dogs barking and kids barking. He's roaring.
Oh my. But so yeah, look into this. This is really interesting. DHA fat is in some omega-3s. Like the one I take, I think And the 2 capsules, I think, has 500 milligrams of DHA, but it's like there's no problem in taking more than that a day. Like, but yeah, the ones that Riley and I take are plant-based, sourced from algae. Certain types of algae have omega-3s in it. It's really interesting. But there's nothing wrong with a good fish oil pill. Again, find a good trusted brand. Don't just walk into Walmart and buy the first one you see that's cheapest. Like,
do your research.
Yeah, do your research. Find a good trusted brand. You're gonna have to spend some money if you want to take care of your body. It's worth it. You know, it's like money comes back. You're stuck with your body, so you might as well take care of it.
Invest in it. Like,
invest in it. This is an investment. It's not like, don't look at it as like, I'm spending money on this, and it's like, no, you're investing in your body.
I'd rather spend money on something I'm going to be stuck with than a pair of clothes that's going to be.
Yeah. So it's worth it. It's worth it to buy the trusted brands. It's worth it to buy the organic spinach. Like, it's worth it. So just do it. But so cognitive function, I feel, I'm not claiming I felt like all of a sudden enlightened or clear thinking, but I do feel like and I didn't have a lot of brain fog, but because of the way I've been eating, I was always, and I'm way more strict now, but even back when I started taking this, like, I was pretty mindful of how much sugar I was intaking and stuff. So I didn't really have a ton of brain fog, but there was bouts where I did, and like, that's virtually gone. And I'm not saying it was all because of this. Like, there's other things I was doing, but I think this helped.
Right.
And then I think
if you're just taking supplements and you're not doing anything else, it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's like health without fitness and fitness without health. It's just a waste of your time, or nutrition. I mean, so like fitness without nutrition and vice versa. You need both together. Some joint pain went away. So I had, what it can do is help lower inflammation in the body. We know arthritic pain, it stems from too much inflammation in the body, so it can help regulate that inflammation and lower it. And so like, I had this elbow pain, I think it was in my left elbow, that would just kind of like come, and like, I was doing construction, so we were always doing like lifting heavy stuff,
because that's when you put the armband on, because you were like, it kind of hurts sometimes.
yeah and then it's gone. Like, it's completely gone.
When we destroyed President Drouet in pickleball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, President Drouet had no chance against us. Anyone who actually
just went down.
Anyone who actually knows the story knows that Carter and I played Greg Drouet, me and Carter against him in pickleball, and he won. Yeah, we lost. He won because he freaking plays He plays tennis, bro.
Yeah, we had no chance.
I've never played tennis or pickleball in my whole life. I've only played ping pong. He was putting spin on the ball. I didn't even know you could put spin on the ball with a wood paddle.
Yeah, he's got like a stinky paddle and stills.
And it was bloody hot. I remember it was almost 100 degrees in Virginia. It was probably 70% humidity. I was like, I thought I wanted to play this, but after 4 games, I don't.
I'm done.
But anyways, so yeah, it's just a really healthy fat that your body needs, and again, the best way to get it through food, but there's nothing wrong with taking a good healthy supplement of it to help get the amount you need. And then creatine is like, I mean, I used to be skeptical of it. I thought it was just like big bodybuilders use it. No, the studies are coming out. They're giving it to people with Alzheimer's in the old folks home, and they're seeing some of their symptoms go away. And so it's amazing for the brain. They're seeing that women who are taking it while they're pregnant in moderated doses, like they're not going ham on it, like it's controlled, their babies are coming out with more developed brains. Like, dude, this is crazy. It helps create more ATP in the cells. ATP is the energy of the body. Okay. So that's why it's linked with pre-workout a lot of times. Like, I do not advocate for anyone to take like the run-of-the-mill pre-workout. It's gonna hurt your kidneys. We had a friend who took so much of it, he literally had kidney pain.
Turned into Elder Van Leuven. And
shout out to Colton. I don't think he listens to these.
I don't know if he does.
Maybe he does.
Ask him.
But Yeah, it will.
I know he still works out. He says he's still going.
He was so ripped.
Going ham.
But that's good to hear. Yeah, he's a great guy. But yeah, so creatine's great. I mean, definitely with anything, I'm going to say do your research extensively. Don't just watch one YouTube video and make up your mind on it. You know, read a bunch of studies. Again, Dr. Rhonda Patrick has a great study on creatine that they did. And you can see all the sources, and you can go through and check all the sources and like really read up on this stuff. Don't, like I said, don't just watch a YouTube video and be like, all right, I'm not going to take creatine because this guy had a bad experience. It's like, no, listen, like go, like life is more complex than that. Go research the crap out of it. See if it's right for you. But
and if you decide it's not right for you, then that's
yeah,
fine. Like
if you don't feel like it's right for you, cool. No worries. That's good. Follow your intuition. But my interest got piqued in it. I talked to Riley's dad, you know, my father-in-law, like 6 months ago. Holy crap, when is August?
We've been on it for a while now.
Yeah, and I cycled off of it for a little bit, but I'm back on it now. But he's a cyclist and a rock climber and a skateboarder.
He's in good shape.
Yeah, and I just asked him, I was like, have you had any experience with creatine? He's like, yeah, like I've cycled on and off of it a bunch. Like it's really helped me push through plateaus before, like with cycling and stuff. And I'm like, can you like tell me about it? And he's like, well, I don't know a ton about it, but like I had a trainer who had, and he starts telling me, and then I know Jackson did it before his senior year in basketball. He did it in the summer under a nutritionist's guidelines. And I remember he said like, yeah, my mom was so skeptical of it, but like I did it under the guidance of my nutritionist, and he saw great results. And it's like, it's not, what I like about it is, okay, first off, let me tell you, everyone's body makes creatine. So everybody in the whole world's walking around.
People think it's just some manufactured thing in a lab, and it's like
exactly, because that's what it kind of sounds like. Creatine, and like bodybuilders are taking it. It's like that's kind of the vibe it has around it. But that vibe is starting to change now that studies are coming out that they're literally helping people with Alzheimer's. That's big. That's one of the biggest killers in America is Alzheimer's. It's in the top 10 biggest killers.
Wait, it's not COVID?
Sadly, my folks, it's not COVID. In fact, COVID is not even close to the top 10. So,
what?
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. If you thought that's true, then you got to quit watching the news. But COVID is not that dangerous of a disease, okay? I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying it is like it
like
can be dangerous.
Like you know someone that's passed away
from it? I know. Yeah, it is sad. I know someone very close, you know, in now my family through marriage who passed away from it. But I think he passed away with it. I think he passed away from Alzheimer's, and
I think I think everyone knows someone that's passed away with Alzheimer's. Like that's like
it's a well-known disease, and it is killing people, and it is a horrible disease. That is so sad, because not only is the person dying, but you've lost them before they've even died. Right. It's they're very sad.
Yeah. And so like the statement of if creatine really can help people with Alzheimer's, like that, like obviously like that's still, the jury could still be out or whatever on it, but like if that's true, like that's pretty amazing.
And the science is coming in the past 5 years, 10 years, the studies have been coming through and they're seeing results, and it's really, really cool to see. And yeah, so it's like there's different forms of creatine. The most studied, there's the 3 popular forms. Chemistry nerds would know the differences, but the most popular form is creatine monohydrate, which is what we have, and it's the most studied form, and it just, you almost can't go wrong. Like there's like no side effects. The only side effects that are documented are all anecdotal. Some people don't feel them, some people do, and it's some people get like a tummy ache, and if that's the case, then start slower. So some people will start by taking a ton of creatine, because you have to, like I'm not going to get into it, but you have to load your body with creatine you can stretch it out over a month, but most people do it over a week. And a lot of people will be drinking 20 grams a day for a week. And I did that, but that's because I could, because my body had already gone on it. But when I was first getting on it, I did not do that. I did 10 grams a day for 2 weeks, because you have to saturate your muscles. After that, you can just do about 5 grams a day and it'll maintain it. But if your tummy's hurting real bad after drinking it, it's like, you need to drink less, like maybe do 2 grams 2 times a day, or something. So you gotta get comfortable with your body, but really, like, that's it. Oh, also, people who eat meat have higher levels of creatine because it's also found in meat. So some people may not find any value in supplementing it, but if you're vegan, really take a look into it. It might help you a lot to supplement it because your body might have lower levels of creatine. So something worth looking at.
Yeah, no, I think it's like, I'm learning right now, like with the omega-3 and 6 stuff, like when I not being totally serious, but like you see, like I've seen that before, like you'll see it on commercials or you see it on a bottle or on a box of cereal where it's like it helps with whatever, and you're just like, oh, that's cool, a fraternity's sponsoring this, and you don't really know what it is. And so just being able to learn about like what it is and the purpose behind it makes you, like, I think one of the things, just as you learn more about nutrition, it just makes you aware. And then it's like, all right, I can choose to ingest this into my body knowing what's going to happen, or I'm going to make a better decision and not, or whatever. And so I just think like I like learning about the supplements and being able to just understand a little bit more in depth what they do so that you can make a more informed decision. I feel like that's just basically what we do on this podcast, just like give people information so they can make a better informed decision for themselves. But like you were saying, like I just think it's cool to be able to learn about some of these supplements. Like I've been on creatine like pretty consistently. Like I mean, like there's days I've missed or whatever, but
yeah, definitely.
I've been on it pretty consistently for when it probably was like August or September.
I think it was around August we started. End of August or early September.
It's March now, so let's just say September, October, November, December, January, February, March.
So going on 7 months.
7 months, and it's like I'm obviously I'm not like a bodybuilder now, but it's definitely like you've seen results, and like even that picture I sent you, like the 7 months ago, like I just think there's a lot more definition. I've definitely seen results. Like I don't know if this is a coincidence, but I do pretty darn well in school, and in high school I didn't do good in school at all. I think I do have a better work ethic now, but it's like also like
there's
it
a lot
probably
of things,
correlates it
but
to
it's
some
like,
extent.
Could it be one thing that's helped?
Probably.
I think so. Man, there's one other thing I was gonna say about. Oh, I was gonna say, like you were saying, like that's one thing that our podcast can do is like help inform people, but another thing it can do and is doing is help bring things to your, what's the word, attention, I guess you could say,
bring things to light.
Like bring things, kind of, like bring things that were totally, that you've never even thought of in your whole life, bring them to your attention. So it's something like, oh, I didn't even know creatine even existed.
Right.
Well, let me go research it.
I didn't know about it until my dad told me about it. He takes it every day.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, well, maybe it could help me. Or maybe I do a ton of research and I pray about it and I meditate on it and I ponder on it and I don't want to take it, and that's totally cool. And so yeah, it's just something worth looking into, I think. But I've enjoyed it. I feel good. I feel better on it. I have better sustained energy throughout the day. And I'm not saying that it's just because creatine. There's tons of other things I'm doing, but it's one thing that's helped.
Right.
That's helped that. So yeah, dude, it's cool stuff, and it's worth looking into, and it's worth looking into the micronutrients, because everyone knows the three major macronutrients: protein, fat, carbohydrates. You need all three.
I wouldn't have been able to tell you.
It's like you need all three in a balance.
Right.
First off, I can say most people, and not just in America, I would say in Australia and Europe, most people just are not getting enough protein. Most people are getting too many carbohydrates. Most people are not getting enough fat. And I'm not going to get into this right now because we've already been talking about this.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we could have like a million episodes on nutrition.
Yeah, so it's like we can save macronutrients for another time. But one thing I will say is you need to start upping your protein intake through food, because if you're already drinking one protein shake in a day, that's plenty.
Right.
Like it's a supplement because you're supplementing food, and you should be eating food for most of your protein. And some people think it's impossible to up their protein intake, but it's really not. So it's like for breakfast, first off, who said you had to eat breakfast food, quote unquote, air quotes, breakfast food for breakfast? It's like, what is breakfast food? It's just something that we've traditionally eaten. But it's
Right.
like our ancestors a long time ago, what did they eat for breakfast? They ate the deer that they just killed. It's like they ate the berries, the roots. It's like there's no rule that says you have to eat pancakes, which, by the way, is a cake smushed down.
But it tastes real good.
It tastes real good. Would you ever eat just a big slice of cake for breakfast? Now, probably some of y'all are saying, well, yeah, definitely. But most people be like, yeah, probably not. Like, if I'm trying to be.
If it was actually cake, I wouldn't.
Yeah, so it's like, so why are you eating pancakes? Drenched in freaking syrup.
Syrup is so
But
good.
syrup's from a tree. Yeah, and
That's
it has
true.
tons
That means
of
it's healthy,
sugar
right?
in it. Yeah, see, it's like it has tons of sugar in it. And do you want to put 2 tablespoons of sugar on your, or of syrup on your occasional pancake? That's cool. But I'm talking about everyday stuff, chronic
Right.
stuff. It's like for breakfast, eat a chicken breast with spinach and maybe a yummy balsamic vinaigrette and some seeds and nuts on it, and you could probably have 30 grams of protein on there, all from food, whole foods.
Right.
And then, for lunch, you could do something similar. So it's like, okay, now I'm already at 60, 70 grams. And then you have your shake after your workout. It's like, okay, now I'm nearing 100. And then for dinner, you eat another high protein. So it's like you can get over 100 grams of protein. Now with carbohydrates.
Without a shake, too.
Yeah, without a shake. And so it's like, and
shakes aren't bad.
No, shakes are not bad at all. If you're buying a crap brand, you might want to check it. It could be crap.
Mass gainer.
Don't drink Mass gainer.
Don't drink it for long extended periods of time.
Yeah, Mass gainer can
Probably
be really intense on the body.
You should probably tap out after a month or so.
Probably. A good brand is one of so there's good, better, best, and everything. A better brand is Quest. So Quest Nutrition, you can buy it at Target, Walmart. So Quest Nutrition makes a protein powder. They have a whey, and they also have, which, by the way, whey protein just comes out of milk.
Baby, won't you come my way?
But,
I have a question because I don't know, a lot of the times with nutrition you feel like it has to be all or nothing.
Oh,
and I mean,
yes.
that's
I'm glad you brought this up.
Kind of true, but to me, that sounds overwhelming to be like, I'm not gonna eat a chicken breast in the morning. That's just something I feel.
Dude, I'm glad you brought
doing.
this up. Okay, so I have an acquaintance, in order to not call anyone out. Okay, I have an acquaintance who's close to me, and they have learned so much about eating well from my family because we're close with them. They've learned so much, and they've seen the results in our family, and my mom and I, especially my mom and I, are like probably the biggest health nuts in my family. They've seen the results. They know it's true. But they have this poisonous thought habit of thinking all or none. So either I get rid of all my bad food and only eat all good food, or I just don't at all, which is it does not serve you at all.
Right.
And this goes through anything in life, but right now we're talking about food. So in order to avoid that, because that's just a form of perfectionism, it's a branch of perfectionism, and it's stupid, and it does not serve you, and it's going to waste so much time if you just keep playing all or none. And so I am a person who has constantly had to work through all or none thinking. And so with eating, it'll be like, okay, well, let's say you're drinking.
It's like if you're not eating grass and injecting spinach into your veins, then you might as well just eat ice cream.
Yeah, then might as well just keep eating all the crap you're eating. It's like, so here's what you can do. It's like, start with literally one thing. So, and
That's
it can
something
be,
I think you've done a good job at, is just slowly over time, like
yeah,
you eliminate one thing, and then you're like, okay, like I'll still like eat, like, not that you do it now, but like on your mission, like you would like for a while you would eat like potato chips, like those jalapeno chips,
yeah,
and then you move to rice cakes, and then you
yeah.
move,
And
like
so,
it's just one
exactly.
thing.
So it's one thing at a time, and it can even be one ingredient. I think I mentioned this on like the first podcast I had ever with my
So
mom.
long ago, because we're professionals now.
When was that? October. It was when I
Can't
came to visit in
remember, yeah.
October. But so hydrogenated oils.
That's right.
It's like my mom cut that out, so she quit buying stuff with hydrogenated oils. And then, so one advice I have to you is quit looking at the freaking. Okay, don't quit looking at it. Look at the nutrition label where it says calorie and all that crap, but look at the ingredients, because that's the important part. What am I putting into my body? And so I read the ingredient. I read ingredient labels on everything. Like, and if you start reading things and there's like 3 or 4 things that you have no idea how to pronounce, don't buy it. Like, that's a pretty good rule of thumb. It may not be true 100% of the time, but it's pretty true for most of it. Like, if you
I was reading the Monster Candida, I'm like, man, this sounds like motor oil, like a motor oil
yeah,
brand
dude,
or something.
if you're getting like 4 deep into the ingredient list and it's like random scientific words that sound like a chemical, it probably is a chemical and you probably shouldn't eat it. But anyways, so it's like pick one thing. So a easy example is let's say you drink 3 Mountain Dews a day, which the dudes at my work, they all drink probably 3 or 4 Mountain Dews a day, if not more, which is gravely horrible. And I advise all of you, if you're listening to this, to freaking stop. Anyways, drink 2 a day and do that for 2 weeks. And then drink 1 a day and do that for 2 weeks. And if you're quitting soda, do not quit with juice. This is the biggest load of BS that everyone's buying into, is that a good way to quit soda is drink juice. And it's, oh my gosh, dude, juice and soda are almost identical. And in some juices, it's identical with how much sugar is in it. And in a Simply Made, the healthy brand of apple juice, I was doing air quotes, healthy brand of apple juice, it's not from concentrate. It has pulp in it. It's from the fruit. Yeah, and it has 40 grams of sugar in the little Simply Made apple juice bottle. 40 grams of sugar.
From the apple, or
that's from the apple.
They're just putting sugar in.
That is from the apple, because nature has made this apple into this perfect little packet that has, oh God, I don't know, apples can range so vastly from size and different kinds, but perhaps 6 to 12 grams of sugar in it.
Right.
But it also has all this fiber in it and all these other things that help mitigate what the sugar does inside your liver, and your liver can actually use it for energy. Well, if you take 4 apples and you put them in a juicer, well, it's going to take all the sugar out of the apples. So 4 apples, let's just for easy, let's say your apple has 10 grams of sugar. You eat that 1 apple. It has all the stuff to mitigate the sugar inside the body. It benefits you. Boom. That's a good way to get your sugar for the day. But you take 4 apples, you juice them all down. Now you have 4 apples in a bottle, and all the fiber and stuff that helps mitigate the sugar is left behind in the juicer, thrown away. So now you're drinking 40 grams of pure sugar. So it doesn't matter that it's from nature. It's still sugar. It goes into the body. The liver doesn't know what to do with it. The insulin, the pancreas releases all the insulin. The insulin starts opening up the cells and it's like, all right, sugar, get inside and just stay in there. That's fat. And that's obviously the dumbed down version of it, but that's pretty much what's happening. So it's like, how much sugar is in a Coke? I think 41 grams or something. How much sugar is in an apple juice that's marketed as something healthy for your breakfast? 40 grams. How much sugar should a average human being be eating a day, a whole day? 40 grams or less. And so, dude, people are drinking 1 apple juice in the morning and they're getting their day's worth.
And a lot of people don't drink just the serving size.
Yeah. So But that's so I just kind of got off on a tangent. Start stupid small and allow yourself be like I've done this so much. I'm like, all right, I know personally this is a personal thing. I'm not saying cheese is bad, but I'm saying for my body, when I eat cheese, my tummy, it's not like I'm super lactose intolerant. Like I don't. By the way, over 75% of the world population has some degree of lactose intolerance because I'm not gonna get in that either. But the human body just kind of has a hard time with lactose, and it's the older you get, the harder it is for your body to deal with it. But
I feel like every Utah mom is lactose intolerant.
Yeah. So it's like, is it a good idea to go dairy free? Personally, I think so. But cheese. So it's like for a long time I knew I shouldn't eat cheese, but I wasn't cutting it out because I was working on some other aspect.
Right.
And it's like now is the time I'm cutting cheese out. And I hadn't been eating cheese for like a week, and then Riley and I made a dish where we had some cheese on it, and like my tummy like instantly just started like rolling over, and I was like, not like bad, I wasn't like but it was like, oh dang, like usually my digestion feels smooth, it feels like everything's running right, but with the cheese it just felt like the system was like, yo, what the freak is going on, like. And so you'll start to notice things in your body. So, but anyways, just start really small and allow yourself to make mistakes.
Right.
So, and allow yourself to be doing something that you know might not be the best for you, but know and intend to get around to it sooner than later. So, but yeah, it's like if you're drinking 3 sodas a day, drink 2. Right. And then drink 1, and then drink 0. And do that over 6 weeks of time. You know, it's like that's doable. But quitting all 3, maybe some people can do it, but for most people, that's just not doable. And if it is, it's not sustainable. Right. You'll fall back into the habit again.
Yeah, no, I like that, and I mean like, there are people like I think that's just something that you do a really good job at. Like I probably in my lifetime will, I mean like, I hope to at some point and want to continue to improve, but I don't know if I'll ever eat a salad for breakfast. Like I just don't know if I could get myself to do that, but it's like
never say never.
That's true.
I might get you to do it.
Watch me be like 2 years down the road, I'm just literally eating.
Dude, I love it now. I wake up and I'm like, I want my salad. Dude, it's like this savory meal right as I wake up, and it's weird. I freaking love it now. But like, at first it was bizarre.
No, but it's like that's like at this point I know that the next level for me to get in my fitness is the food that I eat. It's the food.
Because you work out consistently, and I see that, and I see your results, and I just see it in you, and that's awesome and amazing. But without your nutrition, it's subpar.
Right. And it's not like I eat terrible. It's not like I'm not drinking 6 Red Bulls every day. I would say
you're better than I guarantee, you're better than the average dude.
Right. Yeah, there. Like
for sure.
I mean, 100%. I eat like a muffin. I mean, I just think it tastes good. I eat like a muffin for breakfast. I usually have like my dad has like the HelloFresh meal, so I usually have one of those for lunch, which are like pretty healthy.
That's like a better choice. Like again, in food, there's good, better, best.
And then maybe I'll have pizza for dinner sometimes.
Yeah, so it's like, are you eating better than a lot of other people? 100% yes. And then to
get where I'm talking about like 6-pack, like getting to the point, like it's like I know that's the roadblock, that's the thing that I need to master and continue to do better. So I like just trying to take it one step at a time, because it's like in my heart I'm like, I know I should be meal prepping, for an hour on Mondays and then having that going. And it's just like I can't do that. I'm just not going to do that.
Right now it's like, just it may not be realistic, but what could be realistic is just changing one thing, one tiny thing. So it's like, okay, well, I like drinking a Monster a day, so how about I usually only drink 1 a day, and I usually don't feel tempted to drink more than that. So why don't I just drink half of it today? This might be kind of unrealistic because the carbonation will kind of go away, but it's like, this is the principle though. Right. Maybe I'll drink half of it today, put it in the fridge, drink the next half tomorrow. So now instead of drinking 7.
You probably won't even drink it because it's not bubbly. So
then you'll drink it and be like, man, this sucks. But, and then one other thing I would say about learning to change So it's like, one, do it in tiny increments, but don't give yourself too much time. If you're drinking 3 Mountain Dews a day and you get down to 2,
You're like, this year I'm gonna drink 2 a day. Next year, 1
yeah.
a day. You're just
So it's like, if you give yourself 2 weeks to drink 2 a day, and after 8 days you're like, okay, this is too easy. Like, I'd be lying to myself. So you got to know yourself.
right.
And if it is starting to be too easy, like, all right, I'll go down to 1. But also with food, especially in grocery stores, you're walking in there, it's so overwhelming how many choices there are. There are good, better, there are bad, not so bad, good, better, and best options. And so it's a lot better for you to be eating the better option than it is the good option. It's a lot
Right.
better for you to eat the good option than the not so good option, or the kind of bad option.
And then anything is better than the worst.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I'm trying to think of like a simple example. So like cereal. Cereal has I don't have a lot of weaknesses with food. Like I said in the podcast with Cameron, like, self accountability's just come naturally for me in a lot of aspects. But with cereal, dude, cereal is one of my weaknesses. Like, I freaking love cereal. I think it's so tasty, and it's like the texture and
You should just get the Fruity Pebble protein, and then you can.
dude.
Does that have a ton of sugar in it?
No.
No.
But I believe it probably has some artificial sweeteners,
Yeah.
because there's no way it tastes that good without them. But anyways, so with cereal has its issues. I haven't eaten cereal for like a long time now. I think like 3 months I haven't had a bowl of cereal. That might be a lie. I might have had one like once since then. But anyways, I just have not been eating cereal anymore, because I know it's not going to serve me physically. And anything that serves your body physically affects you mentally and emotionally and spiritually. It's all connected. But so like with cereal, let's say you're eating Fruity Dino Bites every morning. Well, how about now, instead of eating Fruity Dino Bites every morning, you eat
I've done that.
Marshmallow Mateys every morning. And then after you get sick of Marshmallow Mateys, well, then go to, I don't know, Frosted Mini Wheats. And then once those are done, like, you're over with those, go to Wheaties. And then once you're done with Wheaties, quit cereal and try eating some oatmeal. So it's like, take things slow, easy, and go from good, better to best options. And it can take years. My mom's been changing the way she's been eating for 9 years, slowly but surely. And now she's to the point, just this year in 2021, she's finally to the point where she's on a whole foods diet. Whole foods, like whole freaking foods, man. But she's been incrementally getting there for 9 years. Now, maybe it won't take you 9 years. Maybe it'll take you 5, or maybe it'll take you 15. It's like, we're all different, but really get to know yourself. And if you're the type of person where you're like, yeah, I could probably do most of the stuff cold turkey, then do it. It's like, but if you're the type of person that's like, okay, I maybe need like a year or two to change this part, and then a year for that part, and 6 months for that. It's like, do that. So follow your heart, follow the plan, but like, do your research. And like, dude, seriously, like I told you, my sales, I was looking at the numbers. They didn't double completely, but they were dang close to doubling. And it lines up with the same week I started eating whole foods for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and eating non-starchy vegetables for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That was my goal that week. See, if I made that goal a year ago, that would have been unrealistic. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Right.
And if I did, it would have been hell. But it's like, now I'm to the point where I'm like, hey, I can do this. And my mood leveled out. And it's not like I'm bipolar, but it's like, everyone's kind of bipolar who's addicted to sugar, because they have these up and downs. But you start stabilizing your diet. I ate 0 added sugars. I got my sugars through my apple, through my pear, through my banana, through my blueberries. That's where I got my sugar from. And because, yeah, people say, well, your body needs sugar. And I'm like, yeah, that's why nature gave us fruit. You know, nature didn't give us M&Ms.
That's not true. That's not just, there's peanuts in them.
But yeah, there's peanuts and M&Ms. Not healthy. Don't eat them. But see, it's like, if you want to eat candy every once in a while, it's like, go ahead, you know. So that's the thing where people start listening to health stuff, and the reason I know this so well is because this is me. You'll get so obsessed and be like, I can never ever touch a sugary food again. It's like, not true. You can, but it should be few and far between. And the funny thing is that if you are eating all these whole foods, you will start to feel so amazing. Like, you can't even comprehend how amazing you'll start to feel, that you'll eat an ice cream and you'll hate how you feel after, and you won't ever want to eat one again. It's kind of silly that way, but that's kind of usually what happens.
Yeah, I just go back to the scripture, men are that they might have joy. Sometimes, like, sugary food brings you joy. Like, I love maple donuts.
Dude, I feel like sugar like hugs your tongue. Like, it's so nice and friendly, and you're
but
just
then
like,
it goes
sugar's
into your
so
stomach
awesome.
and then it wrecks it. But
Yeah, and
it's
then it
like,
goes into your metabolism and just wreaks havoc and causes disease and cancer and wrecks you and destroys your microbiome and gets you addicted. Rats are more addicted to sugar over cocaine. 100, not 100, like 98% of the time. Same with sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener.
right.
So any energy drink that says it's zero sugar probably has erythritol,
Yeah,
which
we
is
looked
one
at
that
it
the
today.
Monster has, or sucralose. And when rats were given the choice, rats that were addicted to cocaine already were given the choice between sucralose or cocaine. I think out of 43 rats, 40 of them went for the sucralose, which is an artificial sweetener. Same results with sugar. So I was like, dude, sugar is extremely addicting, and it can be hard to break the addiction. So that's why you want to do it mostly slowly for most people. So it's like, okay, if you're eating 2 Twinkies a day, start eating 1.5,
Right.
and then 1, and then a half, and then 0. So anyways, I am talking so much about this because it excites me, because
Yeah.
I've seen so many amazing results from it, and it's like I want people to know this. One other micronutrient that people are way deficient in is magnesium. So magnesium is like the building block of almost everything your body does: your metabolism, your organs functions, your healing process, your immune system. It's like everyone needs magnesium, and the best way to get it is 1, through food, and 2, if you're going to supplement it, there's a website you can go to called Living the Good Life Naturally. Order the liquid kind. You put it in a bowl of hot water. You put a quarter of a cup in a bowl of hot water, and you soak your feet in it for 45 minutes to an hour, because your feet are going to absorb it in. I don't know if people really think about this, but your skin absorbs. So if you're putting lotion that has a lot of chemicals on it, you're absorbing the chemicals. It's not a radical thing to say. It's like, it's science, you idiots. Like, people will be like, my lotion doesn't absorb into my skin. Yes, it does. If you're putting all that sunscreen on your skin,
Where does it go when you rub it in? Like,
yeah, your freaking skin is a sponge, you idiot. So quit putting chemicals on your skin. And so anyways, with the best way to get magnesium is through your feet, because if you're supplementing magnesium with magnesium pills, it can be really hard on your stomach and your digestive system, because it's just a lot of concentrated. Actually, a good way to get magnesium is through cacao beans, which is chocolate. So chocolate's like amazing. It's a superfood until they dump milk and sugar into it and make milk chocolate. Now you just ruined a superfood. A superfood is Creo brew. Now, like, I drink a ton of Creo brew, and it's cacao beans. It's just like the same way you would make coffee, but with cacao beans, and it's bitter. Like, I like the taste because I just really like dark chocolate, but it's like it's freaking really dark chocolate. But there's some healthy creamers you can add to it. There's MCT oil creamers, which I'm not going to get into that right now because it's literally like 11:30. But anyways, dude, there's just a lot of exciting stuff, and it's really cool to start learning about it, because it almost starts to feel like a superpower how your body starts to heal so well, and how your mind becomes sharp and clear, and how all of a sudden you're in tune with your body, and your sales almost double just from eating better, and you just feel happier to be alive, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and I think cool. Like the main point, because like obviously everyone is at different levels. Like some people will never cut sugar completely out.
Yeah,
of their
they'll
life,
just refuse.
And it's not like this doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you a bad like I might not ever get to that point. Like who knows? Like whatever. But it's like we just want people to be healthy. We want people to be able to maximize the most out of life, and it's like you balance the options, you do your research, you figure out what works best for you, and you know, like we just want people to be healthy. Like we understand how important food and like the things that you ingest into your body affects everything else. Like we talk about all the time, like the three pillars of mental, physical, and emotional. It's like there's 3 pillars for a reason, but it's interesting how four. What's the spiritual? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. 4 pillars.
But again, I mean, could be 3 because mental and emotional are kind of like
Kinda
twins
yeah.
in a sense, you could say.
But
So either
it's
one.
like not. I don't want to say that because they all correlate. But if your body is not taking care of the other ones, you can't work on them because your physical needs take priority over the other ones.
Because that's the type of world we're in right now, and your body is the vessel for the other ones. Your
Right.
body is the vessel for your emotions, for your spirit, for your psyche. It's like your body is the vessel for that.
Right. And so this is like, we talk a lot about psychology on here, but really like physical health is the foundation for a lot of that stuff, because if you're not, it goes, shoot, I was in my communications class and learned about it, but like the pyramid of like physical, like the needs of like the safety, and then it's like whatever, and it goes all the way up. I can't remember, but it's like, this is kind of like that baseline. If this isn't taken care of, if you're not healthy, like we were talking about it, like there would be people we'd meet on our missions, and their houses were just awful. They're just super dirty. You go in there, the
like
vibes,
mold growing all over the bathroom sink. Like I've seen this in
Yeah.
people's homes that they're living in every single day, dude. And you're like, can I use your bathroom? They're like, yeah, it's over there. And you're like, you walk out and you're just
rather
like,
just go
I feel-
outside.
Yeah.
I feel dirtier
yeah,
going
I feel dirty
after
after washing
washing
my
my
hands on this
hands.
moldy sink. Like I speak from experience, you know. And it's like,
but
God
then
bless them.
then you look at them and you're like, it's because of it's not all because, but their physical health is so poor that it just is exuberate the right word? It exuberates into every other aspect. It leaks.
I know what you're saying.
It leaks into it.
Yeah, it
is squished
yeah.
into every other aspect of their life, and it's like so interesting how that works. Like, and so like we just want people to be able to not have that be the case, because it's really sad. Like, it's really sad when you see that. And so we want people to be healthy. We want people to feel confident about themselves. Like, it brings confidence knowing you eat healthy. It brings confidence because obviously you're going to look better. Like, it's going to help you look better. And so, yeah, we just want you guys to do what's best for you so you can be healthy, so that you can continue to just improve yourself in every way that you can. So that's kind of like my main thought about it, is just, I just want people to be healthy, and taking steps towards doing that every day, every week is important, and just start small and you'll start to see the improvements.
Yeah. Start tiny, and it's just like, it's out of this like huge amount of love I feel for everybody, that it's like, I love you so much that like I can't stand to see you eat McDonald's every day. Like, it hurts me so bad because I know how much that's actually hurting you, and I love you, and I don't want that for you. And so here's this knowledge I found, and like you said, none of these, if you're eating poorly, you're not a bad person. That is not at all what we're saying. Or if you're, if you're overweight,
investigator one time,
it's
he
like,
kind
no.
of implied, he's like, I think people that eat bad, they shouldn't be able to go to the temple. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, hold up. It's like, they're not bad people. It's just they've perhaps made some bad decisions, and most likely, and in a lot of the cases, they didn't know any better.
Maybe they just don't care.
And maybe they did know better, and yeah, they just didn't give a flying freak. And it's like, if that's the case, they have the right to do that, and we need to let them respect. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Respect their right to do that. Respect their right to the way they want to live. You know, but it's like, it's just so much better if we all are just trying to be happy and healthy and help each other. And so, yeah, physical health, it's interesting how in our minds we think so much about how, well, the mind is this, it's in the quantum world, and we almost feel like it has nothing to do with your physical body. And it's like, your brain is physical.
It's literally inside your brain.
It's
literally
an
inside
organ.
your head.
It's an organ, and
isn't that kind of weird to think about? There's literally, like, I'm tripping myself out right
There's
now.
this matter just sitting right here inside of here.
That's so powerful.
And it's so powerful, and it's connected to the universe. And we can tap into that. But if it's running, okay, one last thing I'm gonna say real fast. about food, because we're going to talk about this a lot because we just barely skimmed the surface and this has been over an hour. But which doesn't feel like it's been over an hour. It's gone by so fast. But oh crap, dude, I think I just lost my train of thought.
Dude, we could have like sub episodes about literally everything we talk about and go like crazy.
Totally. Like you could go deep into magnesium, you could go deep into creatine, you can go deep into omega 3s.
Dude, we're never gonna run out of things to
there's
talk
just
about. I was thinking about it too. I was like, well, we're gonna run out of stuff, and now while we're doing this, I'm like, we're never gonna run out of stuff.
Totally. I remember my thought just came back. Okay, so what does your body build itself of? Because it's constantly repairing and cells are constantly rebuilding. What you put in it.
You are what you eat.
Exactly. So if you're literally this isn't just a figure of speech, literally, if you're eating McDonald's every day, that's what your heart is made out of. That's what your liver is made out of. That's what your joints are made out of. Your ligaments are made out of that. Your brain is made out of that.
I wouldn't want my brain made out of McDonald's.
Me either. And if you're on a freaking long road trip and you haven't eaten for 10 hours and there's a McDonald's in the middle of nowhere, go eat there. Right. If it's the zombie apocalypse and the only food in the world is Twinkies, I'm stealing all the Twinkies for myself. Not really, but it's like, you get my point. It's like, but we are in a state of thriving where we have so much food we don't know what to do with. We're literally throwing away tons every single day. It's like, bro, you can eat better, and you probably know you should. And hopefully anyone who is listening to this has thought of one thing that they can cut out or one thing they can add, so it can go both ways. And hopefully you do it. I urge you to. And if it's hard, and and if 3 days in you eat the thing that you were trying not to eat again, don't say, oh crap, well I failed. Just keep eating.
Right.
Keep eating it. Just be like, oh, oops, my bad. Like, let's keep going. Like, have you ever dropped something and it's like a loud crash and you're just like, oh, my bad. You're kind of looking around. You're like, sorry. And it's like, you move on with your life. You're not like, hopefully you're not like dwelling on it for the rest of your life and ruin your whole life over dropping a vase. Like, I dropped a vase as a young kid. Boom, shattered everywhere. Mom came home. I was like, I'm screwed.
I broke a bowl like 2 nights ago.
You what?
I broke a glass bowl 2 nights ago doing the dishes. I was sometimes I tease my brother and smack his bum, and I was holding a glass bowl when I smacked his bum and he hit it out and it shattered. It was like 11:30 at night. My mom, like, seriously, boys, come on.
See, so it's like,
and I'm over it.
You're not gonna let that just destroy your whole life. So it's like, same thing. You're not trying to eat candy. Oops, I ate a Reese's cup. Cool. It's in the past. Don't do it again. Oh, you did it again? Oh, cool. It's in the past. Don't do it again.
Yeah. And I think one of the important things that we want to try and help people is like, it's so awesome. Like I think the things that's been helpful for me and Reiss is like, we're able to we don't like hold each other accountable and like, all right, well, what are your goals for the week? I think we almost just
what did you eat this week,
we
Carter?
just tell each other about like our progress. We tell each other about how things are going.
It's just fun to tell each other. It's exciting,
right? And so I think like we don't want to babysit you, but like if we can help you stay accountable, like if you want to reach out to us and say, hey, like, I'm trying to cut out, I don't want to drink Dr. Pepper, anymore, or whatever, like, I'll let you guys know how it's going. We'd love to reach out to you. Or if you want to talk to us and set up a time to like, hey, this is what I'm doing. What's a good first step that I can take? Like, we would love to be able, we're not nutritionists. We're not like, whatever but like we can try our best to help you get in a positive direction to be able to improve your life. So like, that's our hope, is we just want to be able to help you take steps to improve your life. And so if there's any way that we can help you do so, please reach out to us. Send us either a personal message on social media or text or our official Instagram page.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome. But that's like, it's crazy. You can talk about health for over an hour and we barely even touched anything. We introduced a lot of great subjects, and it's like, go do some research and look up some of the people we talked about and find some other people of your own and read some books and look up Sean Stevenson. I just read his book on health, and he's amazing. He has a podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify called The Model Health Show, and he has amazing people on there to talk about health. So yeah, I mean, there's, like I said earlier, you know, with Cameron, we're living in a day of so much information that ignorance is a choice. So stop choosing to be ignorant and listen to a podcast on your way to work instead of music. There's not, you know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with music, but like, listen to a podcast, or listen to a podcast when you work out, or it's like, it's so amazing what type of world we're living in right now. And you can either choose to waste your life on TikTok, or you can either be on Apple Podcasts looking up health shows and quantum physics shows and learning about these subjects that are actually going to benefit your life and serve you.
Right.
So yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. Health is something I really am beginning to learn that I have a passion for. It's really exciting to help people with health, because if I help you eat better, automatically your thoughts are going to get better.
Right.
And I can help you with the thought work too, because that's another important part. You know, they're all interconnected. And so,
but
yeah,
it's almost like if you improve the physics, like
I
always go back to like 2K ratings, but like, let's say you're like an 80-point 3-point shooter, but then you're like, improve your health, it like automatically boosts that like to 85. And it's like, you can improve your 3-point shot, you can still do that, but by doing this one thing, you can improve everything.
It's like you said, it honestly is part of the foundation. It's like we're living in a spiritual realm as a physical being, and it's interesting because we're both, but it's like the physical vessel needs to be taken care of. And once you start taking care of it, yeah, that 2K rating jumps. And now it's a lot easier to work on your 3-point shot instead of trying to get that up while you're down, you know? So yeah, it's awesome stuff. And I hope we'll talk about it more, and hopefully we'll have some people on someday who know a lot about this stuff, who it's their subject of expertise, and we can pick their brain about it. It'll be exciting. And so, yeah.
But yeah, no, we love you guys. Let us know if there's anything we can do for you, or any way we can help you out. Follow us on Instagram. Shoot us a message. Let us know what you think. We appreciate you if you listen this far. We'll give you some free merch when it comes out one day.
Heck yeah, man.
But yeah, anyways, that's
we're gonna make cufflinks
for rich business meetings.
Sick.
Anyways, here's our outro.
Here's our non-copyrighted outro.